Morning. My name is Lisa Dublin. I'm a health and life coach, and I help you to live, to speak, and to lead with confidence. Because why shouldn't you? And yeah, that's how you win in life. And so, I'm sorry I've been away the last couple of days, just trying to I'm doing values this week. And this is exactly where I am, you guys, trying to figure out what is most important. Where do I put what? So, more on that later. But how are you doing? How was the weekend? What did you do? Hopefully, between today and Friday, I'll be on today, tomorrow, and Friday. Hopefully, we can go some ways into finding out what our values are, what they are really, and what we want them to be, and how do we get there. But for now, I usually begin, one of my values is starting the day right. Like, I value, just having that positive start to the day. And so I usually begin with my confessions. I am blessed and highly favored, above only and not beneath, the head and not the tail. What about you? No weapon formed against you or I shall prosper. I shall lend and not borrow. I have nothing missing and nothing broken. How does that sound? Does that give you like a sense of I can do it? A sense of, you know what, I've got this. It's not going to be as bad today as I thought it would, because where your energy goes, where your focus goes, your energy flows. And so you want to be in a place always thinking on the positive, always trying to do better, trying to be in the best place possible. That's very important. The topic for today is, do you know your highest values? And today we're going to have a general discussion. I've been reading this book, The Values Factor. Let me see let me just find out who I forgot his name. I wanted to tell you the writer, Dr. John DeMartini. He wrote this book called The Values Factor: The Secret to Creating an Inspired and Fulfilling Life. I love that book because it has such a great explanation of values and how to find your highest values, etc. I want to begin today with a quote from him from the book The Values Factor. You can go find it on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Okay, there it is. And say something if you're here. Let me know that you are watching on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me just put up my handles before we move on. Please subscribe to my channel right here. I put it on the screen. I'm Lisa M. Dublin. My poetry's there. I'm going to be putting a lot of the speeches that I do on there as well. So people get a sense of I'm a speaker, a writer, coach. I do all of those things. Follow me on Twitter, on Threads. I don't even know why I put up Twitter. Like, I feel like I'm going to move to Threads. Let's see what happens there. I'm trying to do something different on Threads. So please go follow me there. Also on IG. So I think if you follow on IG, you can also follow on Threads if you sign up for Threads, like you automatically follow all the people that you usually follow on Instagram. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, get all my highlights, my photos, etc., that kind of thing. Okay? And please like and share this video wherever you are. It would be very great if you could do that. However, let's begin with our quotes. And I'm waiting to see who says hi in the chat so I can pull it up. Let's go. So, Dr. John DeMartini, in his book, The Values Factor, says this: determining your highest values is the key to living your inspired destiny. You will be able to build a career where every day can feel like a vacation because you love the work you do. You will be able to find a life partner that you seek, or transform your current relationship into the intimate, nourishing partnership that you love. Also, if you go after your highest values, you will be able to activate your own unique genius, grow your financial freedom, um, and expand your influence, and also unleash your creativity. Understanding your highest value and then using these values to achieve your most meaningful goals is the key to transforming a quiet life of desperation into an amazing life of inspiration. How many people today are living quiet lives of desperation? Outwardly they look like they have it all, they're going to work, crushing it there, but inside there's no joy, there's no spark, there's no fire. Could it be because you are literally denying your highest values? Do you even know what these are? I got a general definition of values, and we'll be doing more work on that tomorrow. I want to release just a resource for you to kind of go through a list of values that I've called, put together, and deciding what are all the values that appeal to you. And secondly, your top 10 values. And then lastly, your top five out of the 10. And it is such an eye opener to do that kind of work and to realize, am I being authentically me? Am I living the highest values that mean the most to me, or am I doing something else? And we'll come to that. But here's a general definition of values, and it's this: the things or attitudes or attributes that you regard, respect, or esteem highly. I will say that again. And just think about yourself right now. Can you identify what your highest values are? Values, my dear listeners, viewers, etc., are the things or attitudes or attributes that you regard or respect or esteem highly. So, you guys, here's a couple things. Do you know there's a difference between the values that you actually have in play right now and the values that you would like to have? Let's make that distinction right away. One quick way, and I saw this on Claire Pedrick's post on LinkedIn a couple. She's a coach that I follow very closely. She's so enthusiastic about coaching. I just want to learn all the things from her as a coach, right? And she reposted someone who was talking, a coach who was speaking about values and saying that one of the easiest ways right now, and this is your exercise for today, one of the easiest ways for you to see what your values are right now is to look at how you spent your day and how you spend the majority of your time. And so, in preparing for this week's streams and knowing that I'm talking about values, I just kind of looked at my last couple days to kind of see how I spent my time. And true to form, from how I spent my time, I could see what my present value system is. Hey, Alban, how are you? Good morning to you. Hi, you work already? Let me just put up your comment right there. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. After I'm done here today in a couple minutes, can I ask you to just simply start from what you did on, let's say, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? Write down everything that you did. What you're looking for are patterns, the standout things. So, for example, what you did on the weekend might be different from what you do during the week. Okay. You're looking for the patterns and for the things that you do regularly at the same time, perhaps every day or every week. That gives you an idea of what the values are that you are living right now. And so for me, true to form, some of my highest values, I privilege having quiet time with God. That's how I start my day. That is my energy. That's my secret sauce. And for a lot of people, that's what it is. Okay? Starting my day connecting with my God and knowing that, hey, he's got me, and knowing that no matter what comes my way, because I've got that certainty, because I'm in relationship with God, that's one of my highest values. So you'll find me this morning. Oh, you guys go follow me on Threads. I'm doing different things there. Okay, it's just a way to just distill everything that you're thinking into a couple words, a couple sentences. So why not, right? So this morning, after my devotion time, I wrote on Threads that like spending time with God early in the morning, it's really like you hear him more clearly. And it's really like being able to see the stars more clearly in a dark sky. That's my analogy of spending time early in the morning with God. I'd been struggling to wake up early the last while, and I was like, hey, Lisa, that's one of the reasons that you woke up early anyway. It was because it was easier to connect with my God before, the world just rushed in. What about you? What are your highest values? Just how you spent your time the last couple days will give you an idea of what your values are, what you value, what you esteem, what you respect, what you hold in high regard. That's just one quick and easy way to see what your values are as you are living them right now. So that's one of mine, spending time with God. That's one of my values. It means a lot to me. I will do it. Okay. Another value, when I looked at the last couple days, another value of mine is clearly exercise, like working out, taking that time to take care of my body. It puts me in a great mood, keeps me in shape, keeps the weight down. Just a whole lot of that. There's just a can-do attitude. Can anybody identify out there? Where's my Facebook people? Can anybody identify? Because it's one of my values. So I will find myself, when I look at what I do, I see that I do it on a regular basis, if that makes any sense. Okay. Hi Jenny. Hi everybody. Okay, I'm just now seeing some of the comments and so on. But forgive me, do say something nice and I'll put it up on the screen. Say hi. What are your values? How do you know them? So look throughout the day. So obviously went to work, I have my day job, went to work, that's one of my values, being employed, doing the work. Okay. That's another value of mine, taking care of my family. I cooked. Oh my gosh, Lord, you guys, I cooked last night. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I was like, you know what? This is either or. This can't be every day. My cooking just, I could run. Hey, Susan, good morning to you. Listen, I could run 10 miles or 5, right? And not be as tired as if I spend a day in the kitchen. Does anybody feel that way? And not even a whole day, just the evening. But I guess for me, the trade off was just seeing everybody just feeling so nice. And, after you have a nice meal, everybody just kind of feels good. So that was the trade off for me. But listen, it takes a lot, right? But I value family and I value relationship. So when I looked at my last couple days, there were conversations with good friends. There was conversation and visiting with family, because these are my values. Spending time with my kids and my husband, that too is very important to me. So I found myself doing that. So what I'm asking you to do today, we're not going to be very long. We're going into values this week, because the entire series this month is start with who you are. As in, and this Dr. D. Martini is saying that if you start to live life from what you truly believe, respect, esteem, regard, you are going to have a more inspired life than if you negate your values, if you trample on them, if you disregard them, try to be somebody else. You're going to be miserable, and you don't want that. So I looked throughout my day the last couple days and saw that, some of what I was doing really did. I was able to identify my values, and I'm asking you to do the same. Go back the last couple days, put in a weekend day as well as a weekday, and see what you lived, see how you lived, what you did. It's going to give you an idea of what your values are. So the last thing I want to say in this little stream this morning, a couple more quotes from Dr. DiMartini. He says, your values are different from the social idealisms that we all seem to value. Let me give you an example of one. Okay. A lot of people, I have 3 sons. Yeah, I have a family. Okay. Yeah. Like a lot of people. And I find a lot of moms wanting to feel bad about wanting to take time for themselves. Like, you're always supposed to be around the children. Or like, like when the kids are younger and they want to even come into the bathroom, like, no. My dog now wants to do that. And I'm like, excuse me, Seth. I didn't let the kids do it. You are not going to come into the bathroom. while I'm the excuse me, outside. Right? Right? But if you value alone time, you just have to own it. So, and then, of course, balance it against I'm also a mom. I also need to spend time with my kids. But a lot of the time, Dr. DeMartini was saying that we tend to feel bad about our values because sometimes they do not match up with what the social ideal is supposed to be. Let's ditch those today. I always do that. I'm a life coach. By the way, if you want to connect with me, if you want to sort yourself out, get unstuck, I help women do that. So you can connect with me afterwards, send me a DM or go on my website. Let me see if I can put it up. And then we get back to our regular programming. Where is my channel? I don't even see it. Okay, there is. There's my website. Let me just put it up. Okay, Lisa M. Dublin. You can go there, set up an appointment. We have a 1 hour complimentary coaching call, get you set up, get you coached, get you unstuck. That's the whole point, right? But a lot of times when I deal with clients, it's not a matter of what it's supposed to be. It's a matter of what is. And I think everybody, we should have a value of authenticity of being ourselves because when there are no barriers between who you are, what you show the world, okay, you live an easier life. You live a life that is more integral. That's very important. And so he says, because there's always this disconnect sometimes between what we think the social ideal should be and what it really is, then we have the dissonance, then we have the problems, the struggle. So you're not going to look at what the ideal should be. Ditch that, forget that, bump that today. We're going to be looking at what really obtains in your life, okay? He goes on to say that your values are as specific as your fingerprint or your retina or your voice print. All right. And that your highest values are like an internal compass. They tell you the activities, the people, the places that you will go to be fulfilled. By extension, because if you know your highest values, you're going to live them, then you also know the things, the people, the activities, or the places that you actually want to stay away from because they do not support and they are not in line with your values. And so that's a question for you today. Tomorrow, you guys, I've got an entire sheet. I'm going to release it tomorrow of core values, and I'm going to invite you to download it. Spend some time deciding what are all the values, all the things, and lastly, like your top 10, then your top 5. A very useful attitude because what we're going to find, and it's reflected in the book, The Values Factor by Dr. DeMartini, what you're going to find is that any place that you find, oh my goodness, I'm not sure why I don't, or I am not sure why I do, it's a values factor. You are going to do, and you are, so here's the quote, right? If you want to know why you are not doing something you think you should, or why you can't stop doing something you think you shouldn't, the answer will always be the same. You are inevitably going to do what you truly value the most. And I want to end with this very practical example. Apart from loving my hairstyle, it's short, it's nice, I like it, sexy. I just like it. It's just me. Okay? Apart from that, one of the other reasons that I keep my hair short is because one of my highest values is exercise and running. That's part of it. I used to have dreads before, and one of the reasons that I cut it off was because, like, I would get my hair interlocked, whatever, and because my hair is very soft and curly, like the next week, I'd go running and my hair would already be in a mess. Like, who wants that? You know how much money it costs to interlock your hair? So I'm like, what do I value more? Is it running and exercise and I'm going to be sweating and all of that? Let me align my life and my appearance and be practical about everything else. I had to align my life with the value of exercise and come up with this. And so that is why I keep it's a very practical but true example of when I started with who I was. and I still identify as a runner. I not a big, I always say I'm not a big setter runner, I'm not like a fast runner, whatever, but I love it. I do it. It keeps my mind going. It's good for me. I just love running because I identify like that. You will not find me like wearing, I don't know, I don't even know, like weave or whatever, because I'm gonna get hot and sweaty. What am I gonna do then? Like, I have to sleep next to a man. I'm sorry. It's all of these considerations. When you start with who you are, everything changes. What happens is we ignore who we really are, we ignore our value system, and we go to what the end result that society says it should be, right? So you find many people sacrificing exercise for the cosmetics because I can't afford for my hair to get wet. I can't afford for for my hair for me to sweat. Like, no. If you value exercise, you find a way to make these other parts of your life work, right? So, oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, Darcel, hi. Oh my goodness, you guys, I missed the comments. You got me out of the house and on my walk this morning. I remember you doing your run even when you didn't want to eat. Exactly. That's my cousin Albert, okay? Thank you. And let me see. Darcel says, yes, please, you're talking to me. Okay, awesome. Okay, you guys. So we're gonna end here. It's 21 minutes past. And yeah, I'm gonna get my run in now because that's one of my values, right? Okay, and what Darcel says, the mother should be so overwhelming. Tell me, I think there's a little, tell me what you meant there, Darcel. I know, and I always say, Darcel, you know how we had this conversation a couple weeks ago about being a mom and having all of this to do, and I was saying to you like, my when I had younger children, when my kids were younger, um you know running was not a priority. So even when you have value systems change, and they are different, like they express themselves in different ways. So even though you're a mom with small kids, if exercise is still a priority, it might not be running, but it might be maybe doing like a 10-minute workout in house with just a YouTube video, but it is still a value. And that's one thing for us to note, and to end with that, even when people have the same values, the interesting thing about human nature is that it is expressed in different ways. See why we all need each other? Yeah. Anyway, folks, tomorrow join me, same time. We're going to really go in on what are your deepest values. Listen, this is liberating work. When you're able to identify, this is what I hold to be dear, this is what I esteem, and this is what I regard as the highest things to live by. If you start from there, a lot of things become irrelevant, or, on the other hand, necessary. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody, and thank you. So, Darcel, okay, last comment, Darcel. Let's see. All of the things we should do, it can be so overwhelming. When you talked about going to the bathroom and being followed, yes. No, I never let my kids do that. Like, like, no, you just don't do that. So, Susan, exactly. So, if good health is a value, how then do you make the rest of life work to make that value come to the fore? That's what it's about. If good health is a value, if like having good financial standing is a value, how then do you live to make that happen? So, like, even oh my gosh, I'll leave that for tomorrow because I'm really trying to make sticking to time one of my values. So we're gonna end here, and we're gonna pick it up tomorrow with the value chart and us deciding what our best values are. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye. See you guys. Bye bye.